Welcome to the Language in Motion podcast, where we share inspiration, tips, and tricks from stories of success and failure on the language learning journey. Have you ever left an encounter with a new friend saying, "Nice knowing you," only to realize hours later that your farewell was a foreboding expression rather than a way to show appreciation for having made a new friend? In today's episode, we are going to clarify some commonly confused verbs in English so that you can speak confidently without the fear or apprehension of possibly confusing these verbs. Now, you may be thinking, there are many confusing verbs in English, and you're right. So this episode is really just the tip of the iceberg. But we've found that these are some of the greatest culprits of embarrassing moments for English language learners. The first set of confusing verbs are know and meet. As we heard in the opening example, know and meet can be confused when referring to the experience of making a new friend. This type of situation requires the use of the verb meet. In English, meet means to be introduced to a person for the first time, or to encounter a person, or to have an appointment. For example, let's meet for coffee sometime. I first met Paul in 2001. We are going to meet tomorrow at the Museum of Modern Art. We use know to indicate that we are familiar with a person or that we understand facts. For example, do you know Jerry? He works as a party organizer, so he knows a lot of people. Do you know where Alabama is? All right, on to the next set of confusing verbs, lend and borrow. Similar to the verbs teach and learn, lend and borrow determine the relationship. Your professor teaches you, and you learn. Similarly, you lend your friend $10, and your friend borrows $10 from you. Lend means to give something to someone for a defined period. For example, I'm going to lend you this book. Please don't lose it. Borrow means to receive something from someone for a defined period. For example, listen, I can't find my wallet and I'm going to miss my flight. I need to borrow $50 from you for the taxi. I promise I will pay you back next week. Our next set of confusing verbs are spend and waste. To spend means to pay, pass, or use. For example, he doesn't spend a lot of money on clothes. I really enjoy spending time with my family. To waste means to use badly or ineffectively. For example, please don't waste your money on junk food. I should really study, but I'm wasting my time on the internet. Okay, so now that we have reviewed how to use each of these confusing verbs, let's practice. Complete the following sentences with know, meet, lend, borrow, or spend. I can't find my umbrella, do you? Where it is. I can't find my umbrella, do you? Where it is. Ready? The answer is, I can't find my umbrella. Do you know where it is? Your mother last night. She's a very intelligent person. Your mother last night. She's a very intelligent person. And the answer is, I met your mother last night. She's a very intelligent person. Are you looking forward to the party tonight? I think you're going to. A lot of interesting people. Are you looking forward to the party tonight? I think you're going to. A lot of interesting people. Ready? The answer is, are you looking forward to the party tonight? I think you're going to meet a lot of interesting people. And the next challenge. You must be Mark's sister. Your brother really well. He and I studied at the same university. You must be Mark's sister. Your brother really well. He and I studied at the same university. And the answer is, you must be Mark's sister. I know your brother very well. He and I studied at the same university. How do you French so well? How do you French so well? The answer is, how do you know French so well? Me tomorrow at the bus stop. Me tomorrow at the bus stop. And the answer is, meet me tomorrow at the bus stop. And now the last challenge. Ralph $50. He said he will pay me back tomorrow. Ralph $50. He said he will pay me back tomorrow. And the answer is, I lent Ralph $50. He said he will pay me back tomorrow. We hope today's lesson on the confusing verbs know, meet, lend, borrow, spend, and waste will be helpful for you as you continue on your language learning journey. That's it for today's episode. Subscribe to our podcast for updates on our next episodes, and please send us your requests for future topics at hello@limlessons.com.